Think you know how many people actually own one full Bitcoin? You're dead wrong. And the real number will terrify you. Right now, there are 8 billion people on this planet, and only 21 million Bitcoin will ever exist. Ever. That's not a marketing pitch. That's mathematics carved in code. But here's where it gets truly brutal. Subtract the coins that are permanently lost, Satoshi's wallets, forgotten hard drives, dead men's seeds, and you're looking at roughly 19.5 million coins in circulation. Then subtract what institutions, ETFs, and governments have already locked away. Then subtract the hardcore long-term holders who haven't touched their stack in years. What's left for you? On-chain data shows fewer than 1 million wallet addresses hold one full Bitcoin or more. 1 million out of 8 billion humans. That's less than 0.013% of the global population. Let that number sink in. Owning one BTC doesn't just put you in the top 1%. It puts you in a category so elite, so mathematically restricted, that most financial advisors don't even have a name for it yet. This is not a cryptocurrency. This is a seat at the most exclusive table in human financial history. And right now, today, that seat is still available. But the window is closing faster than you think, and 99% of people will miss it entirely because of 3 deadly mistakes they're making right now. Mistakes you're probably making too. Why will you personally never achieve one full Bitcoin? It's not about money. It's about these 3 deadly traps, and they're already killing your chances. Enemy 1. The speculator's brain. You're not investing, you're gambling. Every time you check the price 3 times a day, every time you sell during a dip to protect profits, every time you chase a 40% altcoin pump, you're bleeding sats. You're transferring your Bitcoin to someone more disciplined than you. The market doesn't punish stupidity slowly. It punishes it all at once, and it punishes it permanently. Enemy 2. The waiting game. I'll buy when it dips. I'll wait for the correction. You've been saying that since $20,000. You said it at $30,000. You're still saying it now. Meanwhile, BlackRock added another $1 billion worth last Tuesday. Nation-states are stacking. The supply doesn't care about your perfect entry. Every day you wait, another institution buys what you were too clever to buy. The ideal bottom is a myth invented by people who end up holding zero. Enemy 3. The collapse under pressure. This one is the most dangerous. You accumulated. You were disciplined. Then life happened. A medical bill, a car repair, a bad month, and you sold. Not because you wanted to, because you had no other option. You cannibalized your stack to survive, and now you're starting over. This isn't weakness. This is a system failure. And without fixing the system, you will repeat it. These 3 enemies have already eliminated 99% of people who ever tried to reach one full coin. The question is whether you're going to be different. Are you mentally tough enough to actually become a Bitcoin full coiner? Most people aren't. But here's exactly how to build an impenetrable mindset, starting right now. The first transformation is identity. Stop being a market participant. Become a custodian. You are not trading a volatile asset. You are accumulating a mathematically scarce store of value on behalf of your future self. That shift, from speculator to custodian, is the difference between those who make it and those who don't. Second, stop counting in dollars. Seriously. Delete the fiat ticker from your phone. Start counting in Satoshis. 1 Bitcoin equals 100 million Satoshis. Every week you add to your stack, you are acquiring more units of the scarcest asset humanity has ever created. The dollar price is noise. The number of sats you own is the only signal that matters. Third, extend your time horizon until it's uncomfortable. Not months, not even a few years. We're talking decades. If your plan doesn't survive a 70% drawdown, your plan is not a plan. It's a wish. The people who own full Bitcoin today bought it when everyone else called it dead. They held when CNBC said it was over. They added when their friends laughed at them. This is not a get-rich strategy. This is a get-and-stay-rich philosophy. And it requires a level of conviction that most people will never build because they never decide to. Can you trust a system more than your own emotions? Because that is the only proven path to systematically accumulating one full Bitcoin. And it requires you to take yourself almost completely out of the equation. The strategy is dollar cost averaging, DCA. And before you roll your eyes because you've heard this before, understand why it works on a psychological level, not just a mathematical one. It removes greed. It removes fear. It removes the need to be right. You stop being a decision maker and become a machine. Set it up once. $20 a week. $50 a week. Whatever your number is, automate it. Every Monday, every first of the month, the purchase happens whether Bitcoin is at $40,000 or $140,000. You don't think. You don't analyze. You accumulate. Here's the math that kills all excuses. If you had invested just $50 every single week starting in January 2020, you would already own more than one full Bitcoin today. No charts, no analysis, no stress. Just a boring, automated, ruthlessly effective system running in the background of your life. The people who will own one full Bitcoin 5 years from now are not smarter than you. They are not richer than you. They are simply more systematic than you. They built a machine and they let it run. Your emotions are your enemy. The machine has no emotions. Trust the machine. Your Bitcoin is not safe. Not from hackers, not from regulators, but most dangerously, from yourself. Unless you implement this final critical layer of defense, everything you've built can disappear in a single moment of weakness. First, cold storage. This is non-negotiable. Not your keys, not your coins, is not a slogan. It is the iron law of Bitcoin survival. When your Bitcoin sits on an exchange, it takes 3 seconds to sell it during a panic. When it's locked in a hardware wallet, physically disconnected, requiring deliberate steps to access, that friction saves you from yourself. It converts an impulsive 3-second decision into a 30-minute process. That delay is your psychological firewall. Second, build your fiat buffer before you need it. This is what most people miss entirely. The reason people sell Bitcoin is not because they want to. It's because they have no other liquidity. A 3 to 6 month emergency fund in cash means your Bitcoin stack never has to become your emergency fund. Life hits everyone. The ones who survive it with their stack intact are the ones who planned for it in advance. For those further along, learn the Buy, Borrow, Live framework. Instead of selling Bitcoin to fund your life, borrow fiat against your BTC as collateral. You keep the asset. You access liquidity. You never trigger a taxable sale. The wealthiest Bitcoin holders in the world are not selling their coins. They are borrowing against them. That is how you hold until the finish line. So what's your choice? Will you be one of the few who actually climb this mountain, or another casualty of your own bad habits? The window is not closing slowly. It is closing right now. Every day that passes, another institution buys what retail investors are too hesitant to buy. Every cycle that completes, the bar to entry gets higher, and the number of available coins shrinks further. The difference between you and someone who owns one full Bitcoin in 10 years is not luck. It is not income. It is behavior. It is the decision, made today, not tomorrow, to start the system, automate the purchases, secure the coins, and never look back. Start the DCA, move to cold storage, build your fiat buffer. Do it this week. If this gave you the blueprint you needed, subscribe. Because this channel is not entertainment. It's your financial survival guide. And the next video might be the one that changes everything. The club is real. The math is brutal. Your move.